a problem with the what?
Well, welcome back. It was a little break, a little week break for us, kind of reset. I didn't really need a reset because I was just getting started, you know. But anyway, we're here in Jackson, Michigan. This is a bowling alley called Jack 60. The pride here is great. I believe he owns Kokomo as well, right? It's same. They own Kokomo as well, right?
Yeah, David Smalls.
David
ran
Smalls.
This tournament last year and the Kokomo
Yeah,
tournament
so
last year.
David hosts 2 tournaments for us, so we gotta thank David. David, thank you for hosting tournaments for us. But yeah, Jackson, it's a little snow on the ground here. It's a little different. I don't know about you, but it's been a pretty mild winter back home. So I don't even think we've seen snow. So seeing snow, it's interesting. It's raining today. It's a little wet. I wonder how many people are gonna fall because they walked in water. Maybe a few. I mean, it is wet outside. What's interesting about this tournament is that it is dual pattern, which we just figured out 4 minutes ago. Maybe 4 minutes ago. So we have Billy Hardwick on one lane. I don't know which lane that is yet. And we have Chameleon. I definitely try to be proactive and look at the pattern, and I saw Chameleon. I guess I just didn't scroll far enough down to see that, hey, it's only half Chameleon. So we have Billy Hardwick and Chameleon, 2 different patterns, dual pattern tournament. It means you gotta use a lot of bowling balls. It'll be tough. It's gonna test out your versatility this week. So lanes just got turned on. It's time to go figure out what Billy Hardwick does, because I don't know what that pattern is.
All right, so this week we are bowling on 2 different patterns. One on the left lane, one on the right lane. I think you had it wrong. I think the left lane's 44 and the right lane is 39.
44, right lane's 49.
Right lane was definitely hooking more.
Now, the first squad, first session is one pattern. Second session is the second pattern.
After that.
Then the third round, it's the duel.
Ah, okay. All right,
Might be
sweet.
important to know.
Well,
lanes.
that's why we're on the wall over here. We're getting that
Oh, it
information.
makes perfect sense. Now I know why you're at that wall.
Yeah.
Here at the Brad and Kyle channel, we like to stay prepared.
All right, so that's what they're doing. We've done this before. We've done dual pattern events before. I think they're just trying to get, you know, spicy with the stuff. You know, each one of these events that have paid $25,000. This is the 4th one we've bowled of the PBA events. I guess the only PBA events we've bowled. They've all been a little bit different, and so I guess that's just them trying different things, seeing which way we like. You know, this term we're bowling 6-6-6. Oklahoma we bowled 2 different squads, 8-8. This week we're doing dual patterns, so they've all been a little bit different. As far as the patterns, this is a number I mostly look at 2.56 to 1 and 2.27 to 1. So really, really hard and flat is 1 to 1. So that's it's not going to be super hard and flat. That's what that means. Topography means a little bit more than this stuff, to be honest, but depending on how they break down, but I'm assuming scores are going to be pretty high.
This happens every now and then in practices. Bowling on both patterns and kind of striking with a lot of stuff. Now, that does not mean that you will strike tomorrow when the lights turn on, because the lanes never play the same. I was talking to Belmo like last tournament, I think, and I was talking to him like, hey, how you looking? He's like, it doesn't matter. Like, I've been bowling for however many years, won so many times. They've never been the same from practice to the next day. So instead, what I like to do is make sure I have a good understanding of like my arsenal and like what balls are doing what, because they're all might be striking, but they're doing it a little different ways. So for instance, I think I'm gonna have to use clean ace. So going my Eternity, UC2, and my Absolute, and just try to figure out like the UC2 is like the cleanest and quickest. So it's really super angular. Whereas my Eternity is a little more like early and forward. So tomorrow, if like I'm coming in here and I see my Eternity is like too forward, I know that I can just go to my UC2 and it's gonna be cleaner. And on the right lane, I'm kind of doing the same thing. Also trying to figure out like what balls I might be able to use on both patterns at the same time. That can be a big advantage. Just keep the same ball in your hands, tweak it a little bit on each lane. Because I've seen that happen a bunch. So right now I have the Infinite Physics that's looking pretty good on both lanes. So I'll remember that tomorrow. But yeah, just trying to get a good idea what my balls are doing. And then maybe drilling something. Trying to figure out what slot don't I have. Because just throwing strike after strike after strike isn't really going to help you a whole lot. And it took me a long time to do that. When I first came out here, I'm striking in the practice session. I just wanted to try to throw a 30-bagger. But you realize quickly that when the lights come on, that 30-bagger, it didn't mean anything. But that's what we're trying to do right now.
There you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome. What's your name?
Brady.
Brady?
I always see
Nice
you
to meet
on
you,
Brad and Kyle.
You see me on Brad and Kyle?
Yeah.
Well, you're going to see yourself on Brad and Kyle tomorrow. Al Sherman, AJ Johnson. Who's that? Is that the same two?
No, that's Smalls.
Smalls!
And then Kevin Williams.
Kevin Williams.
You got room left on there?
I'm signing right over Brad. Actually, that way.
All right, so we're gonna put this in the vlog. We got Brad filming this time.
Yeah.
And Dennis is actually such a celebrity that he's signing.
Is this your
now.
first signature?
First
Since you've been out here?
Oh, no, he's never signature. He's done many.
Bring on it.
So,
Anywhere.
so
Yeah,
Tell me where you want it.
Right there, Dennis.
Right here?
Yup.
I'm gonna set it down actually. No
Okay,
cap.
yeah, go ahead.
It just seems like it makes a lot of sense.
It does make a lot of sense. Anything you do, Dennis, is perfect.
It is, it really is.
Someone's got to do
A
something.
man of
right.
perfection.
Exactly.
So it's kind of funny, like when you get to talking about lane patterns, because you can look at a graph all you want, but it really, I mean, the temperature of the air and the lane beds matter on how like they play. So you always got to make sure you throw shots. And what we're seeing is that they're pretty easy. Now the dual pattern thing, I kind of like it. There's an issue with like slow play a little bit because people have to like switch thumbs and you're doing two different things. And it's not perfect, but I like it because the creativity really comes out in players. You see players do some weird things to where we'll bowl on like 6 feet of different oil, so 39 feet and 45 feet, but you'll see them throw like the same ball on the same line. You know, it's like, wait, how did that work? But players get really creative, so I like that aspect. But I'm over here thinking like, oh, they're gonna whack them because the left lane's fairly soft, the right lane's fairly soft. They're different, but the pros are so good that it doesn't matter. As long as they have their line, they're gonna strike. So then Jake Peters comes down and he goes, man, these are the hardest things I've ever bowled on. I'm like, that's how I've been feeling the past month, but it's just interesting to how it's different from person to person. That's an interesting aspect of bowling, but they are fairly easy. The right lane, it plays shorter than 39. There's gonna be plenty of urethane, and then the left lane is gonna be our first pattern tomorrow. The first 6 games, and that's a standard. Stand left, throw it a little bit right, slower ball speed. People out here love to do that. So scores are definitely high, but it's interesting to see the difference in perspective from player to player.
Oh, I didn't know Santizzi was going to be out here.
The Santizzi.
Santizzi.
All right.
All right, what do you think?
All right, so normally the equipment we like to throw out here, for the most part, it's like the really high-end, slower. It's different for everyone, but you want control, basically, especially the first couple games. Well, I have plenty of those options. I've got the Reality, I've got the Jam, I've got the TNT, Exotic Jam. I've got a lot of big cores, so we're good on that front. The tricky part, the trickiest part about the tour isn't necessarily the difficulty of the patterns, it's the extreme transition that you have to deal with. You just never see rev rate like you do out here, and the patterns end up in a way that you never see anywhere other than here. So throughout all that transition, you have to figure out, all right, what progression of balls am I going to go to? Like if the infinite physics starting to bog down and go too slow, what ball am I going to? There's got to be some form of game plan. If you're iffy, there's so much transition and a lot of ball changing going on that if you're iffy on that aspect, you could be in for a long road. So being out here, it's like, all right, you go through your arsenal, you got your strong big cores, ASIM, and then you got your symmetricals that are pretty strong and slow, and you got these IQs, you got a cleaner asymmetric. But what we don't have is a really, really, really clean, quick cover with an asymmetric ball like a Dark Code. And I also don't have a Fate either. I actually have a Phase 5, but some cleaner options is what we're looking for. And because generally we go from the stronger, slower options to the cleaner, weaker options as we move left. Also, I've been looking to drill this IQ Tour Ruby. I haven't done it yet. That's also one that I think, actually, you know what, I want to do that. I'm definitely going to, I have one on the truck, our truck, so. Anyway, so yeah, I'm looking for cleaner options. I'm going to just cover with Sean real quick about a Dark Code, but I'm thinking a Dark Code and then something just like a little weaker, maybe an actual Wolverine. I don't know if we have those. Oh, we don't have them. Okay, but yeah, those are my thoughts.
Well, how's practice?
That was pretty good.
It's good?
The patterns were easy, do you think so?
They weren't hard.
They weren't hard. Well, like we've said before, the transition's really the hard part.
This was the highest scoring place last year, or close to it.
Yep.
So, this is how different our brain works. Even when we were out in the truck, I asked BJ, I'm like, where's Brad? He's out drilling balls. I'm like, oh, what's he drilling? You were looking for a Wolverine. Is that what you're looking for?
I was hoping there'd be one on there.
That ball never crossed my mind. A Dark Code. I mean, that ball's good, so I can't doubt you for that one. And then there's another one.
The one I drilled a Fate.
And you drilled a
and
Fate.
An IQ Ruby.
And an IQ Ruby.
What's going through your mind there? Because that's, to me, I don't understand how that will work.
Those are just to fill the gaps.
Filling gaps.
I can possibly never throw any of those.
You had no plan to throw them on this.
I mean, yeah, so the Fate, I mean, like if the backs get slick like they have been and the fronts start to hook and the transition goes crazy, it's like I can ball down to a Fate and possibly stay right, control the fronts a little better. I can move left with like a strong ASIM and hook it, but I wanted that like really clean option.
Gotcha.
Just because I don't have it.
Just because you don't have it.
I don't have
gotcha.
it. Like the Zen's a little too strong.
Zen's too strong.
I didn't bring a hustle, so I was only gap filling. It's not like I actually planned.
I know, I heard you drill those, or talking about those, I'm like, man, this man's playing chess over here and I'm playing checkers.
So what did you drill?
I drilled, guess.
Reality.
Nope. It's a ball I almost drilled, and then I ended up drilling it anyway. Zen.
Wow.
I was gonna drill one before we got here. I'm like, I'll go see what the pattern is, blah, 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 all that. And I'm like, I'm drilling a Zen.
So why'd you drill Zen?
Just gotta fill the gaps. Gotta fill the gaps. After my phase 2, I don't really have that clean option.
That's what I'm saying.
I had to fill that gap, so we got the Zen. So hopefully that does it. But I'm not gonna lie, I kind of told the vlog earlier, I had no idea it was gonna be dual pattern.
Yeah, me neither. And it's not even just like dual pattern. We're bowling on a pattern for 6 games, and then we're bowling on a different pattern for 6 games, and then we do the dual pattern. So yeah.
You're spicing it up out here in the PBA Tour.
That's why we just show up and go to the wall. That's what we do. We don't even go to the website. We show up and go straight to the wall.
I know, pretty much.
But hey, look at this place.
Yes.
All of these people are Pro-Am participants that are getting ready to ride. So this is it. I mean, we fill Pro-Ams when we come to small towns like this.
They said there'll be 600 people here tonight.
Yeah, and it's
600 people.
massive for a bowling alley. Like to have 600 people in here with the pros, it's huge for a bowling alley.
David Smalls does a great job.
Yes.
Again, David, thank you for bringing us here.
He literally just walked by, but he also owns a bowling alley in Kokomo that we bowl at too. So awesome guy for helping us get some tournaments in. So tomorrow morning we got the longer, and then tomorrow afternoon we got the shorter.
So we're gonna go eat, fuel these just
Get a good night's sleep.
specimen-esque bodies.
And then we gotta come in and,
Just
what's the saying?
game first or last. Different saying.
Yeah.
Oh, the guy. The vlog is
The
complete now.
return of Richie
Teach.
Oh my
Tees.
gosh, all the way
missed
from
you, dude.
London.
I'm back.
You made a show and then you
The
just
old London.
bounced.
Yeah, I was bounced. Yeah, I was like, yeah, I'm out. See you later.
He's like, I'm only gonna show up to the majors. I'm to that caliber at this point. Hey, Dallas got his first regional. Hey, what regional was that?
Yesterday.
Fort Myers non-champs at Lightning Strikes in Fort Myers, Florida.
You were all the way to Florida.
You went all the way to Florida.
Dude, it was sunny and 85. I don't know what I'm doing here.
Dude, I was trying.
But hey, dude, first regional, man. Congrats.
Made TOC, so that's all that matters.
Yeah.
For the PTQ.
All right, we got two. All right, we're ending this.
All right, we're out.
See you guys. Bye.